One day, a traffic accident happens because of a huge truck, and a man in his mid-30s gets injured. They quickly rush him to the hospital, and all the doctors try to treat him. Unfortunately, the man dies before anyone can save him. He opens his eyes to find himself in front of a very happy mother and father. When he raises his hand, he is shocked to see that he is a newborn baby. Days pass, and he discovers that he was born in a strange world, and his name is Rudeus. However, he still remembers all his original memories. He stands in front of the window to watch the town, and realizes that his new world has no technology and still relies on magic and swordsmanship. He looks out the window and sees his father training with a sword. Suddenly, while standing, he falls to the ground. His mother and the maid quickly run to catch him. His mother sits him on a table, puts her hand on his head, and casts a healing spell. The spell activates, and the pain he felt completely disappears. Rudeus is shocked by what he just saw, and decides that he must learn magic well when he grows up. Years go by, and Rudeus starts to walk and move on his own. He enters an abandoned room in the house and finds magic books inside. He tries to read them to learn, and finds out that to activate magic, he must say magic spells out loud. He gets worried when he reads that a person's magical power is determined at birth. He decides to test his magical power and reads a spell from the book. Suddenly, he gathers all his strength and shoots a water ball in front of him. He quickly runs to get something to dry the water on the floor. He tries again while standing at the window. When he closes his eyes to focus, the water ball appears in front of him again. The surprise is that this time, it appeared before he even said the spell. He falls to the ground from extreme exhaustion. He tries to use it one more time, but faints. The next day, he goes to the same place and tries to use magic again. Days pass as he practices casting magic, and his magical power grows stronger the more he trains. He becomes able to cast magic without saying any spells. Alongside his magic training, he continues reading books to develop his skills. One day, after training a lot, he wonders how to make the water ball fly and throw it far away. He keeps trying until he finally succeeds. He is very happy with his new level and decides to try intermediate magic. He grabs the book and tries to cast a different spell. Suddenly, energy gathers around him, and a giant water ball appears, destroying the area around him. His father quickly runs to the house to see what happened and finds the wall destroyed by magic. When his mother sees the magic book open on the floor, she knows Rudeus did it. She is very happy because he has great magical power. She tells his father they must get him a magic teacher because she is sure he will be a great mage. But his father gets upset because they agreed he would learn swordsmanship and become a knight like him. Eventually, they decide he will learn both at the same time. They actually bring him a magic teacher, a young girl named Roxy. When she sees Rudeus, she feels disappointed because he is just a little kid, and she thinks she will waste her time with him. But his mother assures her that his magic level is very good. So they both go to start their first training session. There, Roxy explains that magic has 3 types: attack, summon, and healing. She starts to demonstrate the first spell and tells Rudeus to repeat after her. She says the spell and shoots a water ball at a tree in front of her, cutting it easily. Rudeus tells her his mother worked very hard to grow this tree, and she will be angry if she sees what Roxy did. So Roxy quickly runs, uses healing magic, and fixes the tree back to normal. She returns to Rudeus and tells him to try using magic. Rudeus stands up, tries the spell, and easily activates it without saying the words. Roxy is very surprised and thinks to herself that this kid is truly special. She looks behind her and finds Rudeus's mother standing there, having watched the tree get cut again. Roxy thinks she will be fired and kicked out of the house. But Rudeus's mother simply tells them to come inside because lunch is ready. They all go inside to eat, and Rudeus is very happy with the new life he is living right now. He remembers his old life when he was unemployed and living alone. The owners of the house he was staying in come and kick him out onto the street. He walks around not knowing where to go, until suddenly he sees Truck Kun moving fast on the street, hitting and killing him. 6 months pass from the day Roxy started teaching him. Rudeus is now able to use intermediate magic without any problems. One day, while they are sitting and learning from the book, Rudeus is surprised to learn that the world has demons living alongside humans. Roxy tells him that she is actually a demon herself, and mentions a race called the Supered. 4 centuries ago, there was a war between humans and demons. The Supered race were the strongest in this war, and they killed everyone in front of them without any mercy. This made all the other races hate them so much. After the war ended, they were kicked out of the demon continent. Roxy says when we were young, we were told that if you stay awake late at night, a super demon will come and kill you. She tells Rudeus the most important thing is to never get close to a person with a red jewel on their forehead. Rudeus asks her, "What will happen if I get close to him?" She replies, "Your whole family will die." After another 6 months, Rudeus becomes able to use water and fire skills at the same time. Magic lessons become much easier, to the point that his magical power doesn't run out like before. He also starts learning swordsmanship with his father, and goes down to sit in the village with the people. While standing, he sees two children his age playing together. Rudeus gets very scared and starts remembering his old memories in school, where all the students bullied him because of his extra weight. He finds Roxy coming to stand next to him. She tells him the view of the crops is very beautiful, and that she never saw this view in her village. Rudeus asks her, "Where is your village?" She says, "Do you see that far mountain? Behind it you will find a country called Renoa. In the winter, it has a lot of snow. There is the best magic school in the whole world, and they accept all students from any race. If you want to continue learning more magic, I advise you to go there." Rudeus tells her, "But I don't need to go there while you're here." She says, "No. Your magic level is much higher than mine, and I won't be of much help to you from now on." She leaves him and enters the house alone. She tries to cast magic without saying the spell, and feels even sadder when she finds herself unable to do it. More days pass, and Rudeus turns 5 years old. His parents throw him a birthday party. Rudeus is very happy, because no one ever threw him a birthday party in his old life. His father gives him his gift, which is a very strong sword. He tells him, "I know the size of the sword is too big for your age right now, but I'm very confident in your strength, and I'm sure you will be able to protect everyone around you." His mother gives him her gift, which is a new magic book so he can learn more from it. As for Roxy, she gives him a wand with a magic stone. She tells him this stone amplifies your magical power even more. Rudeus is very happy and promises her that he will keep it safe as much as he can. He thanks her very much for all the information she taught him. She tells him sadly, "Tomorrow I will give you your graduation exam." Rudeus goes up to his room and stands by the window. He remembers memories from his old life, how he was unable to face real life and couldn't even leave his house. He wakes up the next day and finds Roxy preparing a horse to go to the forest for his exam. But Rudeus is very scared and doesn't want to leave his house at all. Roxy tells him, "Don't worry, there are no monsters in the forest, and even if you meet any monster, you will be able to defeat it easily." Roxy lifts him and puts him on the horse's back, and they both set off to the forest. Rudeus gets more scared the closer he gets to going outside the house walls. He opens his eyes to find himself moving among the farmers in the village, and they all greet him and Roxy. Rudeus feels much more relaxed and says to himself, "This place is very peaceful. I really don't know what I was so scared of." They both arrive at a wide open space in the forest. Roxy says, "I will now perform the strongest water magic skill, but I can only perform it once, so I want you to watch me closely to do it after me. This is your final exam. I brought you here to this empty place because this skill could hurt a lot of people." She moves forward a bit and starts saying the spell. Suddenly, the color of the sky changes, and a strange energy starts to appear in the place. Rain and lightning appear, and Rudeus is blown away. Suddenly, lightning strikes their horse and injures it. Roxy quickly stops and goes to heal the horse. She tells Rudeus, "Try to perform the skill now, and don't worry, I will protect the horse." Rudeus goes, holds his magic wand, and starts casting the spell. He succeeds in doing it to the point that it becomes much stronger than Roxy's. After that, they both sit down together. Roxy tells him, "See, I told you that your magic skill is much stronger than mine. Now I have nothing left to teach you." She stands up and tells him, "Congratulations, you have now graduated." They both return home, and Roxy takes all her luggage. She tells them, "I will leave now." Rudeus and his parents try to convince her to stay with them, but Roxy tells them, "I want to travel the whole world and I can't stay with you any longer." Rudeus tells her, "You taught me so much and I will be grateful to you for my entire life. It's enough that you made me leave the house for the first time after I was so scared." Roxy gives Rudeus a necklace and tells him to wear it all the time so he can remember her. She gets up, moves, and leaves the town. Rudeus runs after her crying, stands crying out loud, saying thank you, and cries as he says goodbye to her. The next day, Rudeus takes a book from his house and goes to his parents. He tells them, "I will go outside the house to play for a bit." His father is very surprised because this is the first time Rudeus is asked to go out. He checks on him to make sure he is not sick or having any problems. He tells him, "Take care of yourself and don't cause any trouble." Rudeus tells him, "Don't worry, I have become a strong mage, and I will be able to be the heir of our family when I grow up." His father carries him and walks with him for a bit. He tells him the most important thing is to be nice to people, and you must use your power to help all the weak people you meet. He puts him down, and Rudeus runs off alone. He walks around and discovers the village he is in. He is very happy because he was able to leave the house, and everything he is experiencing now is because of Roxy. While walking, he finds some young kids throwing stones at someone, telling them, "Go away, you demon." They are all bullying this person. Rudeus quickly runs, uses water magic, and hits one of them. He tells them, "Isn't it a shame to be 3 against 1? They start throwing stones at him, but he dodges all their attacks until they leave the place and walk away. Rudeus goes to check on the kid on the ground, and finds out it is a little girl. He activates a water skill to let her wash her face. He looks at her and notices she looks unusual and has strange ears. Rudeus sits with her and asks, "Are you really a demon?" She says, "I don't know, but my father says we are from the elf race. But my hair color is different from my father and mother." She starts to cry. Rudeus reassures her and says, "Don't worry, my teacher was a demon." They both get up and walk for a bit. On their way, the elf asks him, "Why did you help me?" He tells her, "I was bullied before, but I was able to overcome my problems because of my teacher. Also, my father advised me to use my power to help the weak. That's why I wanted to help you, just like she helped me." He tells her, "From now on, you and I will be friends." He learns that her name is Sylph. When they sit together, Sylph tells him, "I want to learn the skill you used. You made water come out of your hands suddenly." Rudeus tells her, "Come, I will train you right now." They continue training all day. In the end, Rudeus drops her off at her house, says goodbye, and returns home. As soon as he arrives, he finds his father waiting for him, looking very angry. He tells him, "I received news that you hit a young kid today." When Rudeus tries to explain the situation, his father yells at him even more. He tells him, "You should apologize when you do something wrong like this," and he slaps him, knocking him to the ground. Rudeus stands up and tells him, "I tried to follow your advice to help the weak, and you didn't even listen to me and hit me without letting me speak. I will never apologize to that kid." He turns his face and says, "Next time I meet 3 kids bullying a little girl, I will turn my face and walk away quickly. Or maybe I will join them so we can be 4 against 1. I guess this is the true family air you want." His father feels very bad and apologizes to Rudeus for what he did. They both enter the house. Rudeus goes to his mother and tells her, "I made a new friend today, if you allow me to bring them home with me tomorrow." His father stands there remembering what happened when the mother of the kid Rudeus hit was talking to him, telling him that his son hit her son in the morning. He was very upset about the situation. Rudeus's mother notices this and asks him if something is bothering him. He tells her, "I had a fight with Rudeus today, and his words to me were so wise that he made me apologize to him. I don't know how a child his age can be this aware and mature. More days pass. And every day the same 3 kids try to hit Rudeus, but he strikes back every single day. The kids' mothers keep complaining about him every day too." One day, Rudeus is training with a sword and falls to the ground from exhaustion. Sylph comes and stands with him. She also tries to train in magic, and her magic skills have developed a lot. Rudeus sits down to explain the new skill she will learn. Sylph is amazed by him because he performs magic skills without saying the spell. She tells him, "Teach me how to do it like you." Rudeus gets up and tells her, "It will be a bit difficult, but I will tell you. Try to imagine the skill in your head before you do it." Sylph starts trying, but she can't do it. Rudeus says to himself, this will be very hard for her. Even Roxy couldn't do it. Then he looks and sees that she actually managed to do it without saying any spell. Sylph is very happy, and they both keep running around happily. They lie down on the grass together out of tiredness. Suddenly, clouds start to appear, and it rains. They both run quickly to go inside, heading to Rudeus's house to rest until the rain stops. The next day, the whole family is gathered, and they are very happy because they found out Rudeus's mother is pregnant and will give birth very soon. They are very glad that Rudeus won't be an only child anymore. But while they are standing, their maid surprises them by saying that she is also pregnant and will give birth around the same time. The maid goes with Rudeus's mother and they sit at the table. The maid tells her, "Unfortunately, I won't be able to continue helping in the house with you, and probably after you give birth, I will leave and go back to our village." Rudeus stands next to them and hears their conversation. He says to himself, "It is impossible for a mother and her baby to travel all this distance, and also winter is coming, so the snow will definitely delay their arrival to the village even more." So Rudeus goes and tells his mother, "I will now have 2 siblings instead of 1. And I hope the maid stays with us all the time because she helps me a lot in my life." His mother says, "Of course, I will never let her leave the house because she is one of our family." Months pass and Rudeus trains with his father in swordsmanship on a daily basis. The 2 new babies are born, and Rudeus starts helping around the house to make things a little easier for his mother alongside his daily training. One day, while they are training, Rudeus sits to talk with his father. His father tells him, "All the kids your age are starting to go to school now. You already know how to read and write well. So I want you to think about the matter and tell me if you want to go or not." Rudeus leaves him and goes to sit with Sylph so they can train in magic like every day. Rudeus says to himself, "Sylph has a very high skill in magic, and she might even become stronger than me soon." While sitting with her, he tells her, "My magic level hasn't been improving for a long time, so I don't know if I should leave the village and travel to the city or not." As soon as Sylph hears these words, she starts crying and tells him, "Please don't go anywhere. You're my only friend here." At night, Rudeus is at home, and he receives a letter from Roxy. She tells him in it, "I'm currently in the Chiron Kingdom, and I'm writing to check on you." At the end of the letter, she tells him, "If your level is still stuck and not improving, it is better for you to go to Renoa University, which I told you about before." Rudeus keeps reading the letter more than once while he is in bed, and he thinks about the words in it. The next day, while they are sitting and eating, Rudeus tells them, I have made my decision. My magic skills haven't increased for a long time, and I decided to join Renoa Magic University. But I have a request from you, which is that Sylph comes with me to the university, because she will be very sad if I leave her alone. However, her parents won't be able to pay her fees, so I want you to pay the fees for both of us. His father tells him, no, I don't agree right now. You haven't finished your swordsmanship lessons yet, and the money we have won't be enough for both of you at the university. Rudeus tells him, all right, but I will ask you for another request. I want you to find me any job to do, so that by the time I finish my swordsmanship lessons, I will have enough money to go to the university with Sylph. His father tells him, we have a deal, and tomorrow I will prepare a surprise that you will like. The following day, while Rudeus is training with his father, a woman named Ghislaine arrives. The whole family comes to greet her, and Rudeus doesn't know who she is. He finds his whole family saying goodbye to him, telling him to take care of himself. His father tells him, unfortunately, from now on you will be separated from Sylph. Rudeus is surprised, and just as he is about to ask what is happening, he suddenly finds his father attacking him with a sword. Rudeus uses magic and tries to block it, but his father's level is much stronger. He manages to hit him, and Rudeus falls to the ground unconscious. When he wakes up from passing out, he finds himself sitting in a carriage with Ghislaine in front of him. She tells him, from now on, you will come work with me. Rudeus doesn't understand anything. He asks her, what brought me here and where are we going? So she throws him a letter his father left for him. Rudeus opens and reads it. He learns that his father sent him with Ghislaine to teach magic to a little girl. Ghislaine is one of the strongest people in swordsmanship in the world, but her magic level is weak. So his father offered her that Rudeus would teach her magic, and in return, she would continue his swordsmanship training. He will live with her for 5 years until he turns 12 years old. His father tells him, I don't want you to send me any letters or even come to visit me. Finish the 5 years, come back, and you will find me waiting for you. And don't worry about Sylph, I will take care of her. When they reach the city, Rudeus goes to sit with the mayor. There, the beast race is more common. The mayor comes and introduces himself as Philip. He tells him, I am one of your father's relatives, and I want to know why he brought you here. Rudeus says, he told me if I teach a girl magic for 5 years, you will pay my university tuition. Philip tells him, that girl is my daughter, and I am the one who asked him for you to come and teach her. He takes Rudeus and they go to the house. On their way, he tells him, my daughter is a bit stubborn, so she won't listen to you easily. But don't worry, I will help you and make her listen so she can learn. Rudeus enters the house and meets Eris, the mayor's daughter. Rudeus introduces himself, and he finds her screaming at her father, saying, you brought someone younger than me to teach me? Rudeus tries to talk to her, but she slaps him and tells him, don't interrupt me while I'm talking. Rudeus stands silent for a moment, then he slaps her back just like she did. Just as he is about to open his mouth, he receives a royal punch that throws him far away. Eris gets angry, knocks him to the ground, and starts beating him hard. Rudeus uses his magic to push her away and runs to escape. He hides under a table and says, I hope she never sees me. I don't know how to deal with her. At the end of the day, he goes to sit with her father and tells him, this girl is the most violent creature I have seen in my life. How do you tolerate her in your house? Philip asks him, so have you decided to give up on the mission? Rudeus replies, no. If I go home, my father will make fun of me. I must finish the 5 years as we agreed. Philip claps for him and says, I brought many magic teachers before, and they all run away as soon as they see her like this. Rudeus stays silent, remembering all the beating he got, and says, it looks like I got myself into trouble. How will I escape her now? He tells her father, I found a good idea. We will try to trick her so she learns magic, but I will need your help. The mayor's bodyguard is standing with them, listening to their entire plan. After that, Rudeus goes up to his room, rests on the bed, and says to himself, my plan must succeed. He holds the necklace that Roxy gave him and says, I must succeed so Roxy can be proud of me. He opens his eyes and finds himself in a basement with 2 wooden boxes. He is in one box and Eris is in the other. Rudeus gets out with his hands tied and goes to open Eris's box. He says to himself, I will use my magic so we can escape from here. And surely when we escape, she will know the importance of magic. As soon as Eris wakes up, she finds Rudeus in front of her. He tells her, it looks like someone kidnapped us. He uses his magic and unties the rope on his hands. He tells her, unfortunately, you won't be able to escape from here because you don't know how to use magic. Eris gets angry and knocks on the door. A strange man opens the door and kicks her into the wall. When Eris tries to resist, he keeps beating her hard. Rudeus says to himself, I told them to act well, but not to this extent. Then he finds the guard coming, slapping him and leaving the place. He looks and sees Eris on the ground, her face covered in blood and unable to move. Rudeus gets genuinely shocked and scared for her. He uses healing magic and heals some of her wounds. Eris tells him, continue using magic and heal me completely. Rudeus says no, say the spell yourself and heal yourself. Rudeus leaves her and goes towards the door. He hears the guard talking to someone else. The guard says, we can just kill the little kid, but the mayor's daughter must stay alive. Rudeus gets more surprised and says to himself, are they perfecting the acting role to the point that they are planning to kill us or what? I feel like something wrong is happening. He uses his magic and breaks the window to escape. Suddenly, the guard comes banging hard on the door, but Rudeus uses his magic to lock it. Eris is still on the ground, unable to move. She tells Rudeus, help me escape with you. Rudeus tells her, I will help you on one condition. You must promise me not to use violence against me again. In the exact moment the door breaks, they both escape from the place. They sit in a far place, and Rudeus uses healing magic to heal her wounds. He finds Eris still yelling at him, so he tells her, you promise not to do this again. He leaves her and walks away. Eris runs after him and tells him, I won't know how to go back alone. Rudeus tells her, then you must listen to my words and keep your promise. They go hide in a moving carriage to escape from there. Suddenly, they find knights running past them very fast. They keep moving until they reach the city of Roa. Suddenly, they find the mayor's guard in front of them. Rudeus runs towards him, but out of nowhere, someone comes from behind them quickly and kidnaps Eris. Rudeus runs after them and uses his magical power to stop them. The other person stops and raises a sword to Eris's neck. Rudeus uses fire magic and tells him, hand over the girl with you. He looks behind him and finds the mayor's guard, who says, this girl is not going anywhere, we will keep her with us. And it looks like your magic level is very high. How about you join us, and we will give you a lot of money. Rudeus asks him, will this money be enough to enroll me and another person in the magic university? The guard replies, it will be enough for 10 more people with you, and if you like the price, raise your hand and stop the magic you activated. Rudeus tells him, it is a tempting offer and all, but there are things much more important than money. He raises his hand and increases the fire in it. Suddenly, the fireball shoots into the air, creating a bright light. Rudeus runs quickly and manages to take Eris. He attacks everyone standing there with fire at the same time. One of them throws his sword at him with great speed, and before the sword can hit them, Ghislaine arrives quickly and manages to save them. She kills everyone in the place. Rudeus falls to the ground, his mind unable to comprehend everything happening until he wakes up to Ghislaine reassuring him. He raises his hand to find it all covered in blood, and blood is filling the whole place. They all return to the mansion again, and Ghislaine takes the guard with her. Philip comes to check on them. Rudeus stands remembering what happened and says to himself, I couldn't execute my plan. If it wasn't for Ghislaine's intervention, I would have died at the last moment. I must not trust my power too much like this. He turns his face and walks away feeling disappointed, saying to himself, it looks like I will go back to my house again. But suddenly he finds Eris behind him, telling him, where are you going? Didn't I promise you that you will teach me magic? Rudeus runs back to her happily, saying, it looks like I will spend more time here. They all go to the mansion, and Rudeus sits with Philip. Philip tells him, you were very brave, and you managed to save my daughter. I'm proud of you, and proud that you are a part of our family. They definitely kidnapped you with my daughter when they knew you're from the family, but I want you to keep this a secret between us. I will tell the press that Ghislaine is the one who handled the situation and saved you, because you know you're still young, and you might face more problems if people knew about your magical power. Also, this is to make people feel safe, knowing that Ghislaine is strong and can protect the city. Suddenly, while they are sitting, Philip's wife enters. When she sees Rudeus sitting, she turns her face and walks away. Right after her, another huge man enters, shouting and saying, where is the little boy who saved my granddaughter? Philip tells him, this man is my father, and his name is Saros. Saros shouts at Rudeus and says, aren't you the one who saved Eris? Rudeus says, no, not me. Saros yells even more, hits his son hard and knocks him to the ground, saying, shouldn't you thank Rudeus for saving your daughter? Rudeus stands watching them and says to himself, it is obvious that this whole family is weird, and Eris clearly shouts exactly like her grandfather. He looks and finds Saros talking to him, saying, I will ask you for a favor. I want you to teach Eris magic in case she faces any problem again in the future. Rudeus tells him okay, but I want her to ask me herself, because she needs to learn a little humility. Saros says, you're absolutely right. He yells loudly calling Eris, telling her, ask Rudeus to teach you magic. He keeps screaming loudly, while Rudeus stands surprised by what is happening around him and by this strange family. Indeed, Rudeus starts living in the mansion, learning swordsmanship from Ghislaine. After that, he teaches her and Eris how to use magic together. When Rudeus comes to teach them reading and math, Eris runs away from them because she doesn't want to learn them, and she only attends magic lessons. Rudeus tries to make Ghislaine convince Eris of the importance of reading and math. Ghislaine sits and tells them old stories about how she used to get into trouble because she didn't know how to calculate. She starts exaggerating the story a lot and telling random things. Rudeus says to himself, "Why is this family so over the top and everything?" After she finishes the story, Eris gets more excited to learn math and reading. Ghislaine continues teaching them swordsmanship, and Rudeus's level is a bit weak, to the point that Eris defeats him easily. Ghislaine tells him, "You have many weaknesses, you must work on them yourself." Eris stands up and tells him, "You're very weak. Come on, let's duel again." At the end of the day, Rudeus returns to his room tired. He says to himself, "I must get up and prepare tomorrow's magic lessons. I didn't expect that making money would be this tiring, but I must continue so I can enter the university with Sylph." He gets up and prepares the magic lessons. More days pass and they decide to take a day off together. The three of them go to the city. In the market, Rudeus writes down the prices of all the products. He tells them some people sell things cheaper than others. He stands in front of a perfume bottle that he really likes, but its price is expensive. After that, Rudeus goes to a bookstore and finds a book he really likes, but its price is also expensive. Eris tells him, "If you want it, I will tell my grandpa to buy it for you." Rudeus tells her no, people work hard to earn their money. We can't spend it foolishly like this. You need to start learning how to spend your money. And when we go back, I will tell Philip to set a daily allowance for you. On their way to the mansion, Rudeus looks above him and gets shocked by the strange thing he sees. He sees a castle moving in the sky on its own, and its size is huge. Ghislaine tells him this is the castle of the Dragon King, and his name is Perugius. Eris tells him he is one of the three heroes who defeated the Demon King. Rudeus says to himself, "I feel like I heard this story before." He remembers that his father used to tell it to him when he was young before sleeping. Ghislaine tells them this castle has been flying in the sky for more than 400 years. Rudeus says to himself, "I want to go there and know what is happening inside it." They all continue with their education and lessons. One day while they are sitting, Eris takes out the perfume bottle that Rudeus saw. She tells him, "I saved up my allowance and brought it to you as a gift." Rudeus is very happy with it. Winter arrives while they are training. Eris's level in swordsmanship becomes very advanced, and her magic level also increases. Her mother comes one day to greet them, but when she sees Rudeus, she turns her face away. Rudeus is surprised by her behavior. One day, while he is sitting in his room, he hears a knock on the door. He finds a maid named Edna from the mansion. They sit and talk for a bit. She tells him a month from now, it will be Eris's 10th birthday, and we must throw a big party that day. Because of this, we want to reduce her lesson time a little to free up her time for the birthday preparations. Rudeus is very happy and says to himself, "I will have more free time." He goes to sit with Philip and tells him, "I have some free time now, and I want to learn something new." Philip suggests that he learns the beast language so he can communicate with them and they can help him later. He lets him borrow all the books he wants from his library. Rudeus goes and writes a letter to send to Roxy. He starts learning the other languages of the world, but it seems much harder than expected. While sitting, he hears Eris's voice outside running away from the place. When he goes out, he finds Edna standing there. She tells him Eris is supposed to do a specific dance for her birthday, but unfortunately she never wants to learn it this way. She will look embarrassing in front of the whole world, because everyone will be there on her birthday. She asks Rudeus to try and teach her. So Rudeus goes to talk to her, and just as he is about to open his mouth, she kicks him. Rudeus asks her exactly what is bothering her. She replies, "I don't want to attend the party at all. I don't know why they are forcing me to do things I don't know how to do." Rudeus tells her, "Don't worry. There are things I don't know how to do either. A while ago, I was trying to learn different languages, but I didn't understand anything. However, we must try more than once until we succeed, and don't worry. I will help you with everything you need." Rudeus tries to attend the dance lessons with her. He also tries to learn the beast language from Ghislaine. In his free time, he makes a small statue, goes to sell it, and earns some money. One day while he is studying, he receives a package. As soon as he opens it, he finds a letter from Roxy. She tells him, "I am proud that I was your teacher one day, and I made you a small book. I wrote this book myself, and it will help you learn the beast and demon languages." They continue training until Eris's birthday arrives. All the kings and princes in the kingdom gather. Rudeus dresses up nicely to attend the party. When it is time for Eris's dance, she fails badly and falls to the ground. Everyone starts making fun of her. Rudeus steps in to help her, and the people don't know who this person is. Rudeus helps her, and the situation passes peacefully. At the end of the day, they all go to the mansion there. Rudeus takes out 2 wands with magic stones and gives them to Ghislaine and Eris. He tells them, "Your magic level has improved a lot, and this is a gift from me that will help you use magic more." The next day, Rudeus wakes up and goes to stand by the window. He finds Saurus standing there, and there's a strange thing appearing in the sky. Rudeus goes down to continue his language and swordsmanship training. Eris's level in swordsmanship is much stronger than his. He also looks at the sky and finds the same strange thing, feeling that its size is growing larger than normal. One day, Rudeus notices that Eris and Ghislaine are gathered alone in the kitchen. He goes to hear what they are saying and finds them talking about him. Eris says that Rudeus's 10th birthday is approaching, and they must throw a party for him alone. Rudeus leaves them and walks around the castle saying to himself that there are clearly problems between all the family branches and they won't be able to throw him a huge party like Eris's, for example. So they want to throw him a small private party. This is because the family branch he belongs to is causing problems with the whole kingdom, and the leader of this branch is his father's brother, whose name is Philemon. If the people in the city knew that he belongs to Philemon's branch, they wouldn't agree to his presence with them. Days pass, and Rudeus is sitting with Ghislaine for a while. He notices that the whole mansion is preparing for his party, and they are trying to hide it from him so he wouldn't know. After that, Rudeus goes out and finds everyone in the mansion gathered for his birthday. As soon as Rudeus sees them, he gets very happy, to the point that he starts crying. Saros also gets emotional and tells them, "We will all go kill Philemon right now, and make Rudeus the head of the family instead of him." Eris goes and tells Rudeus, "We sent an invitation to your family in the village to come." But unfortunately, many monsters suddenly appeared around the city, so they couldn't reach here. "Also, I brought you a gift for your birthday." She makes one of the guards bring it, and he finds that it is a wand with a very rare magic stone, and its price is very expensive. They all start celebrating happily. At the end of the day, Rudeus sits with Philip to talk for a bit. Philip tells him, "I know my wife might be a little upset with you, but that is not because of you. Eris has 2 brothers, one older than her and one younger. But as soon as they were born, my brother took them to live with him because he is older than me. This is our family tradition. She was very upset because her children were taken from her, so it is normal that when she sees you sitting in the mansion with us, she gets a little upset. But don't worry, I am planning to stage a coup against the whole family anyway. So what do you think about joining me? And I will make you the next heir to our family." Rudeus gets very nervous from these words and tells him, "I will go sleep now because I'm very tired." At the same time, outside the city, large numbers of monsters suddenly appear around them, and it is clear that their numbers are increasing in the whole kingdom. They also appear in Rudeus's original village. There, Sylph had prepared a gift for Rudeus's birthday, but she couldn't give it to him because of the monsters. She gives it to their maid and tells her to send it to Rudeus in a package. Then she goes to play with the little girls. Rudeus's father enters and tells them the monsters have increased a lot recently. He looks out the window and finds a massive cloud that suddenly appeared in the place. At the same time, in a place outside the kingdom, a strange person appears. This person is Perugius, the commander of the dragon castle. He notices that a massive power is appearing, and he is not the only one who notices. 2 others also notice the same thing, which is that someone is trying to break the seal of the Demon King so he can return once again. They all start moving. They are the Dragon King Perugius, the Queen of Beasts Kishirika, and with them is Orsted. These are the 3 current heroes, the successors who took power after the death of the 3 heroes who defeated the Demon King Laplace more than 400 years ago. The next day, Rudeus goes with Ghislaine and Eris to test his wand. When he uses a water skill, he finds a huge amount appearing. He tries to use the strongest skill he learned from Roxy before, but suddenly he finds the shape of the sky changing, and a massive mana power appears in the sky. Suddenly, someone appears and attacks them, but Ghislaine blocks his attacks. A person named Almond Fee stands in front of her and tells them, "I am a subordinate of the Dragon King Perugius, and I came here to kill the person who is causing a disturbance in the mana power in the world." And that person is the child standing behind, Rudeus. Ghislaine tells him, "I will not allow you to do anything. I am the guard of the royal palace in the city, and this is one of our family." And Almanfi tells her, "I will leave you now because you are from the royal family, but if you are lying, I will kill you all immediately." He quickly disappears from the place. Suddenly, a strange energy appears from the sky and destroys the entire place around them. Suddenly, Rudeus finds himself back in his old body. He sees a strange person in front of him who tells him, "If you stay like this, you will die." Rudeus says, "I don't understand anything. Who are you, and what are you saying?" The person replies, "As soon as you go back, you will find someone next to you, rely on him, and help him." Suddenly, he opens his eyes to find himself in a strange place with Eris sleeping on the ground next to him. He gets up and finds a strange person sitting there with a red jewel on his forehead. He remembers Roxy's words, that this is the supered race. Rudeus tries to talk to him in the language he learned, and finds out that this person found them on the ground and decided to save them. Rudeus asks him about Ghislaine, but he tells him there was no one else. "But you in the place?" this person asks him. "Why aren't you afraid of me?" Rudeus tells him, "Don't worry. I know exactly who you are." This person introduces himself, and his name is Ruijerd. Rudeus asks him about the place they are in. He replies, "We are in the demon continent. But what brought you here in the first place?" Rudeus tells him, "I don't know, the last thing I remember is that there was a huge mana energy, and suddenly I opened my eyes and found myself here." Ruijerd tells him, "Don't worry. I will help you until you can return to your home again. Because if I leave you here, our tribe's reputation will be ruined even more. And you humans surely know that the super tribe's reputation is very bad." Suddenly, Eris wakes up and screams when she realizes the person in front of her is a supered. She screams and calls for Ghislaine and starts crying. Ruijerd tells Rudeus, "Don't worry, this is the normal reaction for any human who sees us. You are the strange case, but I'm happy with you." He introduces himself to Eris, and Rudeus tells her, "Don't worry, he is a good person and will be one of our friends." Eris calms down and sits with them, saying, "My mother used to say that anyone from the supered would kill me immediately if they saw me." The three of them sit and talk together all night, feeling happy. The next day, the sun rises and they all go to explore the demon continent. They keep walking for a long time, and on their way, Ruijerd explains to them that this continent is full of monsters, and no one can see them except his race, because of the red jewel on their foreheads. They keep walking until they reach a village. Ruijerd stops to talk to one of the residents in their language. This person refuses to let humans enter their village, but Ruijerd tries to convince him. The village chief arrives and stands to talk to Rudeus. Rudeus is very happy that he learned the demon language before so he can communicate with them. He finds the village chief introducing himself, and his name is Roa. He asks him about the necklace he is wearing. Rudeus tells him, "I got it from my teacher, whose name is Roxy." As soon as they hear the name, one of them gets shocked and tells Rudeus, "Roxy is my daughter." They all go to sit in the village, and Rudeus walks with Roxy's father to explore the village. Her father tells him, "Roxy hasn't come here for a long time. I hope she is doing well in the human world." Rudeus tells him, "The last time I sent her a letter, I found out she is in the Chiron kingdom, and she is fine. Don't worry." They all go to eat, and after eating, Eris falls asleep from exhaustion. Roxy's father asks them, "How do you plan to return to your world?" Ruijerd tells him, "I will go back with them. I can't leave them alone, or they will die. I must protect them until they arrive." Roxy's father says, "I know you want to achieve your goal, but you must think carefully before taking any step." Rudeus asks him, what is his goal? He tells him that it is to erase the bad reputation of the supered tribe, but it looks very difficult. Even Roxy used to tell me that it is impossible. Ruijerd says, "I know very well when Eris first saw me, she was very scared." Rudeus tells them, "But in the war long ago, you killed humans, demons, and anyone who stood in your way." Ruijerd gets very angry and says, "No, that didn't happen. This was all a plan from Laplace. He is the one who betrayed our tribe alone." Ruijerd starts explaining all the details of what happened in the past, that 400 years ago, Laplace tried to unite all the demon tribes together. He told us his goal was for us to live in peace with humans, and the supered tribe was one of the tribes that joined him. He then started giving us spears with magic stones like the one you have, and convinced us that these spears would spread peace. But suddenly, after we took the spears from him, we had no control over ourselves, and we suddenly turned into dangerous monsters. We started killing anyone in front of us, to the point that a person would kill their own family without knowing. We even killed our own children. He holds a spear in his hand and says, "This spear belonged to my son, and my son sacrificed his life to save me from this curse. Since that time, the supered tribe specifically has a very bad reputation, and I must fix this reputation. This is my only goal in life." Rudeus thinks about all the words he is saying and says to himself, it is clear that he has been living alone all this time, and it shows from his words that regret is controlling him. He remembers the regret he lived with in his past life and tells Ruijerd, "Don't worry, I have decided to help you. I will do everything I can to fix your tribe's reputation." The next day, they all decide to move to return to their world. Before they leave the village, Roxy's father comes and gives Rudeus a sword and some gifts. He tells him, "These are because you reassured me about Roxy." Eris and Ruijerd leave, and Eris holds the sword that Rudeus got. Rudeus says to himself, "I decided to help Ruijerd, and he will also help us to leave the demon continent. So the benefit is mutual between us, and I hope he can achieve his goal." On their way, Eris kills all the monsters with the sword she got, and they all sit to eat the monster meat. Rudeus is very disgusted, dreaming about eating clean meat, fish, and good food. They continue walking all day until they reach the edge of a mountain. Ruijerd tells them, "Behind this mountain we will find the city of Recluse." They walk there and stop in front of the gate. They find different demons and everyone wants to enter the city. There are guards standing in front of the gate. Rudeus hears one of the demons saying, "Today there is tight security at the gate because someone named Dead End wants to come here." Rudeus asks them, "Who is this Dead End?" Ruijerd tells him, "That is me. Eris says this means they won't let you enter the city, so what is the solution now? Ruijerd tells them, I will just jump over the wall normally. But Rudeus stops him and says, no, don't do something dangerous like this. He looks beside him and finds blue dye on the ground. He decides to dye Ruijerd's hair blue, so no one would know he is a supered. They actually succeed in passing the guards at the gate and enter the city of Rikarisu. The city looks very beautiful. They walk among the different demons, and Eris goes to buy a robe for herself from the market. Rudeus decides they should go to the Adventurers Guild there, so they can earn some money to continue their journey. As soon as they arrive at the guild, all the warriors there laugh at them. Rudeus goes to register himself and his companions as guild members, and they are placed in rank F. They go to see the quests available to them. Rudeus stands in front of the quests and says to himself, rank F quests don't pay much. He grabs a rank C quest and thinks, if we can take this quest, we will earn a lot of money. Suddenly he finds someone standing behind him, mocking him and saying, this quest is too hard for you. He gives him another quest and says, this one will suit you. It is to find a lost cat. He makes everyone in the place laugh at them. Ruijerd is annoyed by what is happening, and when he turns his face to leave, he finds someone putting his foot in front of him. Ruijerd looks at him with extreme anger, to the point that this warrior gets scared and lets him go. And what kind of warrior is he, anyway? He's just a frog. The three of them leave the guild headquarters without taking any quest. Rudeus tells them, don't worry, the quests won't fly away. Right now, we need to celebrate our success. Ruijerd was able to walk among people without anyone discovering his true identity, and that he is from the Super tribe. Rudeus goes to rent rooms in a hotel for them to sleep in. What kind of demon continent has 5-star hotels? While he is booking, a female demon comes and bullies Eris and is about to touch her. Eris gets angry and beats all of them up, hitting them hard until they are all injured. Rudeus quickly comes and stops her, using his magic to heal them. The female demon tells him, I'm amazed by the power of you two. Your magic skills are very high. How about you join us? Rudeus tells her no, we are 3 people and we formed a party together. They all go up to their room in the hotel. Rudeus lies on the bed, thinking about what happened today. He says to himself, we must gather money as fast as possible. One night in the hotel costs 5 coins, and this is without food and other things. As soon as he closes his eyes, he finds the same person he met when he passed out. He tells him, you listened to my advice when I told you would meet a stranger, and it is better to rely on him. Rudeus says, yes, Ruijerd is a good person, and will help us return to our home. The person tells him, since you listened to the first advice, I will give you the second one. Do the lost cat quest, because it will rid you of all your worries. Rudeus opens his eyes, thinking about the words. He finds Eris sitting on the bed, unable to sleep. He goes to sit and talk with her. Eris asks him, will we really be able to return to our home? And I wonder if everyone there is fine or if any problem happened to them. Rudeus reassures her and says, don't worry, I will never let anyone hurt them. The next day, they all go looking for the lost cat. Ruijerd guides them exactly on the way, telling them, I can locate it because of the jewel on my forehead. They walk until they find a place that looks like a cave. Ruijerd tells them, there are no demons inside, but you will find strange creatures, so you must be careful while walking. They all walk until they actually find the cat, but its size is bigger than a dragon. Ruijerd tells them, don't worry, everything in the demon continent is big like this. They don't just find the cat, they find many animals in the place, all of them listed in the rank F quests, and all of them are lost from their owners. While they are standing, Eris notices that someone else is coming. They quickly hide and find 3 demons entering the place. Suddenly, Rudeus and his companions attack them, managing to stop them in their tracks. Rudeus tries to get closer to talk to them, but suddenly, one of them hits him hard and throws him far away. As he opens his eyes, he finds this demon's head thrown on the ground. He looks and sees Ruijerd killed the demon who hit him. Rudeus gets very nervous and asks him, why did you kill him? You shouldn't kill him. Ruijerd replies, why not? He is an evil person. Rudeus tells him, no, if you kill people like this, the super's reputation will get worse. You can't kill anyone, even if they are evil. Ruijerd says, I don't understand, why are you talking like this? Rudeus tells him, looking anxious and nervous, never kill anyone again after this. If you want to protect the super's reputation, I don't want to start fearing you too. When the rest of the demons hear this conversation, they get even more terrified when they realize the person in front of them is a supered. Rudeus asks them, what are you doing here? One of them replies, we take the animals and hide them, and then we return them to their owners to get the reward. Ruijerd moves to hit them, but Rudeus stops him, turns to the demons and asks them, what rank are you? He replies, we are rank D. Rudeus tells him, if you join us, we will spare your lives. Everyone is surprised by him, and Ruijerd asks him, what are you doing? Rudeus tells him, don't worry, if we deal with them, we will be able to earn more money. But Ruijerd gets more angry and says, I will never deal with any evil person. Eris comes and gets angry at Ruijerd, telling him, why are you doing this? She starts complaining to him until the situation calms down. They all leave the cave and go to the Adventurers Guild along with the other two demons. Rudeus tells them, "You will upgrade your rank and get a rank B quest, and we will do it and take its money. We will take a rank F quest and give it to you, meaning we will swap our quests. And also, I want you tomorrow to spread good news about our team's name, which is Dead End." At the same time, on the other side of the world, the explosion that happened led to the death of many people disappeared and no one found them. Roxy goes to Rudeus's village to check on them. There she finds a paper written with the names of the people who died, but she doesn't find Rudeus's name or anyone from his family. While standing, she finds two warriors also looking for Paul, Rudeus's father. She asks them about him and learns from them that he left a hanging letter, saying he couldn't find anyone from the family, neither his wife nor the maid, and he only has his little daughter with him. He wrote this letter for Rudeus when he returns, telling him, "I will go to the Millis continent, which is the original homeland of Rudeus's mother Zenith." He tells him, "As soon as you read this letter, I want you to come looking for me there." Roxy decides to travel with the two warriors she met there. As for Rudeus, he was moving with Eris and Ruijerd on their new quest, which is to search for a mysterious monster in the forest. The reward for killing it is 7 gold coins. They are very happy with the money they will get if they can kill it, because it is a very big number. They walk in the forest, which looks very scary. There, they find demons from the Adventurers Guild who also came here to look for the same monster. Rudeus goes to talk to them and finds out they also came for the same quest. All the teams there move to search for the monster before the others can reach it. Just as Rudeus and Eris are about to move, Ruijerd tells them to wait. He says, "I'm worried about those demon kids, who are the same team Rudeus healed before when Eris beat them in the hotel." He asks them, "What do you think about doing the quest with them?" Rudeus tells him, "If we go with them, they might discover you're a supered, and if the word spreads it will be dangerous for you." Ruijerd replies, "I don't care. The important thing is that these kids don't get into trouble." Rudeus tells him, "We will follow them as we go, just to check on them." The three of them move behind them, watching from afar. Ruijerd says, "These kids are very careless. There are many monsters around us, and they are not paying attention." Rudeus replies, "Well, no one has the same jewel as yours." Suddenly, a monster attacks them. Ruijerd is about to step in, but Rudeus stops him, saying, "Don't worry, they will know how to deal with it." Another monster appears behind these kids, and they are surrounded. Rudeus says to himself, "We will swoop in at the last moment, and I will be able to heal them with healing magic, which will improve our reputation even more." But in a single moment, he finds the body of one of them thrown far away. Ruijerd and Eris quickly pounce on the monsters and manage to kill them. Ruijerd goes to the other two to check on them, then he goes to Rudeus and tells him, "Why did you stop me? I could have saved this kid too." Rudeus feels regret and suddenly finds Ruijerd pinning his neck to the wall, telling him, "You let one of the kids die because of your recklessness?" Rudeus starts crying, saying, "I was just trying to execute the plan in my head." One of the demon kids tells them, "Don't fight. Our friend's death is our responsibility." He goes to hold Ruijerd's hand and says, "We are not kids. We are adventurers. I'm grateful for your help, but what happened is my fault." He also starts crying and falls to the ground. Ruijerd comforts him, and then the other demons continue on their way. Ruijerd, Rudeus, and Eris continue their quest. Suddenly, they hear a strange sound. The three of them quickly run to the source of the sound, and there they find many dead demons killed by a giant snake monster. Ruijerd tells them this is no ordinary monster. This is a mythical monster, and it is definitely the monster we are looking for. But its power is huge, and I doubt we can do anything against it. Eris tells them there is a person inside its mouth, and he will surely die if we don't save him. Rudeus tells them this time we will save him. He uses his magic and attacks the snake. Ruijerd and Eris quickly attack it too. The snake tries to escape and attacks Rudeus, but Ruijerd stands in front of him and saves him. Eris quickly attacks it and stops it. In the end, Rudeus hits it with his magic and manages to kill the monster. Eris is very happy that they succeeded in the quest. Rudeus sits on the ground to catch his breath. He looks next to him and finds Ruijerd saying, "We were late for the second time." He looks at the ground and finds the demon lying there, dead. The three of them return to the city with sadness on their faces. As soon as they arrive near the guild, they find one of the demons who was mocking them before waiting for them. He asks them, "What are you rushing for?" He looks and finds the two who were swapping quests with them lying on the ground. This demon tells them, "If the guild finds out that you swapped quests, they will fire you, and you will lose your licenses." Rudeus asks him, "So what do you want now?" He replies, "I think it's obvious. I want your money. I want half of what you earn every month." Rudeus stands annoyed and says to himself, "Why is everything going wrong now? Even if we try to leave the city, they will still revoke our licenses and we won't be able to earn money." He looks at Eris and tells her, "Don't worry. I will try to handle it." He tells himself, "I must make her return to her home again. Even if I have to destroy this whole continent, even if it means betraying Ruijerd. Just as he is about to activate his magic, he finds Ruijerd removing the dye from his hair. The demon standing in front of them is shocked when he realizes that the person in front of him is the real dead end. All the demons in the city run away. Ruijerd goes and grabs him by the neck, saying, "I will let you live this time and we will go to another city. But if we get there and find out our licenses are revoked, there will be no escape for you." He takes his sword, cuts the demon's cheek, throws him to the ground, jumps over the houses, and escapes the place. Rudeus looks and finds the two kids who were in the forest lying on the ground. Scared, he goes to them and says, "Why are you scared of him? Didn't he just save your lives a little while ago?" He and Eris then walk away from the place. They keep looking for Ruijerd all day until they find him outside the city. Rudeus goes to stand in front of him. They stay silent for a bit. Then Ruijerd says, "I'm sorry." Rudeus replies, "Sorry for what? I'm the one who should apologize. All my focus was on earning money and improving your reputation as much as I could, even if it was at the expense of other people's lives." Ruijerd tells him, "No, I'm sure you were trying to do your best. I was the one who let my emotions get the better of me. But you were right. I shouldn't let my emotions control me like this. You're a better warrior than me." Rudeus asks him, "What does a warrior mean to you?" Ruijerd replies, "A warrior is someone who has something to protect. I was trying to protect any child all the time because I don't want to see kids get hurt like my son did before. And you are a warrior too because you're trying to protect Eris all the time. From now on, I promise you, I will try to protect you, even if the super's reputation gets more damaged. You must focus on protecting Eris." Rudeus tells him, "Don't worry, I will protect her with all my strength, but I will also try to improve the super's reputation as much as I can." They both laugh, shake hands, and Eris comes to put her hands with theirs. The next day, as soon as Rudeus wakes up, he finds Ruijerd has shaved off all his hair and become bald. He tells him, "Green hair with a jewel on my forehead is the distinguishing mark of a super, and that's why I decided to give up my hair." Rudeus gives him a headband to tie around his forehead and tells him now we have hidden the hair and the jewel, and we can move freely in the village. From now on, I won't do anything without asking for both of your opinions first. Because we are one party now, the Dead End Party, and our next goal is to reach the Asura Kingdom.